Hey guys. You do not have to. Hey Shelly, hey Nikki. You don't have to unmute if you don't want to. You can stay muted. I gotta just run and grab. I gotta go check and make sure my kid's okay really quick. My husband called at about 10 to 8 and said he left work an hour late. So he'll actually be home at 9 o'clock tonight, which obviously is not stellar for call night. He apologized about 18 times in the text. So I know that his work kept him. It was not his choice. So I'll be right back. I'm just going to make sure McCully's settled. Carissa, do you want to just, do you want to go ahead and get started or do you want to give it a minute, Carissa? Because I can hit record or I can wait.
Let me give it 1 minute. I have someone asking me where the information is.
Perfect. Yep, that's good. It gives everybody just a minute. If you guys that are on want to just do a quick introduction, that would be super cool if you want to. And I actually could. Oh, you know what? It's already recording. Perfect. Okay, then all of that's on there about my husband. I'm sure everybody cares about that. Sorry, everybody watching the playback. I did not realize that I had already started the recording. So I'll be right back.
Yeah, if you guys want to do an introduction, that would be awesome. Your first name, how long you been with Wild Tree. I apologize for my no makeup look this evening, but at least I showered this morning.
Yay. Hi, I'm Nikki. I started about a month ago, was it? Yeah, November 7th. So, yep, so I had my first party on Saturday, my first actual party after a tasting, so just about ready to close it up today. In fact, she just called me to see if I was ready to take her order. I'm like, hold on, I got to do a meeting, so.
That's awesome.
She's all cool with it, though. Yes, it was great.
Well, we have Shelly.
Hi, I am actually signing up tomorrow.
Oh, nice.
But they invited me on here tonight. So I was previously with Clever Container, but that is going out of business. And so I met Sarah McClanahan.
Yeah, don't even try to get it right. That's perfect how you said it.
At a party, and I fell in love with the product, so thought I'd give it a shot.
That's awesome. Welcome.
Thank you.
There's anybody else on the phone? If you want to introduce yourself, just hit, was it *6?
I think, well, I don't think, can't we see if they're muted? And I don't think that whoever's on the phone is muted. I think your line is open, I think. I could be wrong. If you're trying to talk, we cannot hear you. So you do need to hit *6.
Stephanie.
Oh, hello. Can you hear me?
Hi.
Hi.
Yes.
I just joined. What are we, introductions?
Yep.
Okay. I'm Stephanie. I live in Green Bay. I actually joined back in August, but have been slow to roll. So I'm kind of just looking to set new goals for the new year and work my business. So
yes. Jump back into the saddle, Stephanie.
Right?
Awesome. Well, Kayla, do you want to introduce yourself and then we'll get started so we don't cross over to our team call?
Yeah, so I'll just do that quick. So guys, I'm going to introduce myself. Chris is going to introduce herself. Grab a piece of paper and a pen. We're going to give you 10 really important, what we think is really important, good starter tips for a newbie. We'll leave some time for questions, but then we all do need to jump off just a few minutes before 8:30, clear out the line so I can obviously have everybody jump on the new meeting and then start the new recording. Just so you guys don't like all of a sudden get really frazzled when we're like, get off the line, we're starting fresh. That's why we're going to do that. So I'm Kayla Troutman. I'm a Wild Tree director in Fond du Lac, Wisconsin, married to my husband, Nate, for 10 years. We have a yellow lab Pfeiffer who's almost 10, and then we have our 3-year-old, tomorrow is his birthday, our 3-year-old son, McCully. Normally my life isn't quite that, I mean, it's always crazy working from home, and my husband does swing shifts, so he does nights, days, 12 hours. It's insane. But lately he's working really hard for a promotion at work. And so it's just even extra insane. So bear with me if I have to run out. It's just because my son is in the living room. The door's open. I can kind of see him from here, but I may have to just check on him. So that's a little bit about me. Carissa?
Yeah, I'm Carissa Perzo, and I'm a director here in Green Bay, Wisconsin. I have 2 awesome artwork pictures, if you're wondering. Anytime you see me on Zoom, if I'm not in my kitchen, I'm down in my office / kids' toy room. You'll see toys behind me, a basketball hoop, and some great artwork that I did not paint. So I just want to make that clear. Yeah, so I'm here in Green Bay, Wisconsin with 4 kids, a 9.5-year-old, a 7-year-old, a 5-year-old, and a 19-month-old. That gave me a run for my money all day today. So I'm exhausted, and I'm going to have my mom juice. It says mommy juice on there. My husband just got home a little while ago too. He's swing shift, so nights, weekends, 12 hours. We just got done with performance training for one of our kiddos, and we had a Y class earlier today. So things are nuts all over the place, and I know everyone listening to this call now and watching the playback probably have a bazillion things to do, so we just thank you very much for taking the time to just hear why we think these top 10 tips are going to be most important to you when starting your business or starting to relaunch your business. Just keep these things in the back of your mind, and like Kayla said, write them down on a sheet of paper. So with that being said, do you want me to get started, Kayla?
Go with number 1 right away.
Okay, so number 1, top 10. I feel like we're on a TV show. Number 1 is orientation call. So regardless if you're brand new here, you need to set up an orientation call with your leader, an upline sponsor, go over the orientation information, and make a big dream action plan with her and her up, however it works, however you fall. If you're starting to relaunch and you're trying to reboot and things like that, have a call too. Like, just because you've been here a while, or you're like, oh, I already passed that, have another call. Start out with a vision and what you want this to look like coming into the new year, and make a big dream action plan list in your contact list, and start thinking about people who are busy, who like to eat, who have food allergies, who would be your first host or your first team members. So start getting that hot list of 100 ready right away. And then also decide, if you're brand new, decide if the Get Cooking program is a goal for you. And if it is a goal for you, create a plan and decide when you can work, what days you can work, and time management of those days that you can work. That is super important. I always say, treat this like as you are going to a doctor's appointment. You schedule a doctor's appointment on Wednesday at 1 o'clock, you're going to show up for it. Schedule your Wild Tree working at 1 o'clock on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, show up and work for it. So that's number 1.
I love it. Okay, guys, I'm super passionate about Carissa's number 1. So my one just thought is, do the call, or at least have some email or Facebook Messenger conversation back and forth with your upline on how you can set those goals. Because here's the deal. Tonight's team call right after this is going to be all about, if you don't have a goal, like if you don't have some kind of plan, small or big, we don't care what it is, you just won't get up and do the work. And this is still a part-time or full-time job, right? Whatever you want to call it, or a hobbyist thing. And just like if you were a train track builder, like I know some model train guys and some different hobbyists of different things, you have to get up and like build the track for the train to be able to drive on it. If that's your hobby, you have to get up and talk to people about Wild Tree if you want to share it, right? So I can't say it enough. Start there. My number 2 then is, do the getting started section of training as soon as possible. It will take you like an hour total, maybe a little more, maybe a little less. But like Carissa said, it's going to walk you through your Hot 100 list and how to create that. It's going to walk you through setting up your launch dates, and it's going to help you with hostess coaching or where to find those tools. Wild Tree has all the tools for you. But most important, let's make this fun. It has an awesome welcome video that is so engrossing. Every time I watch it, I want to watch it again. It just talks about what Wild Tree can be in your life and helps you paint that vision. It walks you through your free shipping voucher, which you don't want to let expire. The Get Cooking program, which is so fun. It's got so many prizes. I know, Shelly, you're going to go for all of it on there. I'm so excited. I hope all of you on this call do that, or those of you watching the playback. But it just goes through all the perks for you guys. So setting vision, how to actually get started, but why? Like, what's great about this? Why do it? And when you're done with that, when you do your call and you do that piece, Carissa and I send you a Starbucks gift card. If you send us the words basically that say, hey, Carissa, I did the homework. I did the getting started training. I did what we talked about on the orientation call. And my goal is X, or my Wild Tree Dream Big action plan. Like Carissa was saying, like my Dream Big plan is X, whatever you want to call it, whatever your heart says. and then give us a worth it number. For me in the beginning, my worth it number was $300 to $500. I just had to make that a month for this to be worth my time. So what makes Wild Tree worth your time? Now, honestly, if I don't make six figures, I told Carissa this, I still am passionate about it. I still love it, but that number totally makes it worth it to me to make six figures a year for my family so my husband can get out of this poopy job. Everybody's different. There's no right or wrong, right? Maybe your worth it number is actually a number of people you help every month. But get that to your upline so we know you got through the training, and give us that number, and then we're going to help you create a plan that matches that. Okay, that's number 2.
I'm still, can you hear me? Okay. Number 3 is social media presence. So when you're talking with your upline or your director, she's probably going to be talking to you about starting a Facebook group or page. I always say group because page, people never see anything. So starting a Facebook group to get the word out. So yes, you can flood your personal page with things. I have many friends on my friends list that sell to me on their friend, that's what their posts are about, but we don't like to be spammy. We don't want to come across as that. So why not invite people to a group and ask them to be a part of this journey with you? We have a script in both of our team pages with graphics right from Wild Tree on how to share business on social media. So you'll see a ton of things floating around, different people sharing different graphics, different information, and all these things. You might be in other Wild Tree groups. You can certainly take things from other people, and you can use the Google Drive that we have with the script and the graphics as well to kind of get you going. But the biggest thing here, I feel like, is just be yourself, be personable, be relatable. Draw a community in your group that is you and not somebody else, because more people are going to be drawn to you and not just kind of like this, fantasy Wild Tree lady. So I feel like the best feedback and the best likes and comments and things like that is usually me or my kids or my personal photos of me eating off a paper plate, because that's life. It's real. So if you need us to tag you in the Wild Tree script and with the graphics, let us know. We can do that in our team page. Also, going live. I know Nikki being on this call, she had gone live a couple times. She's like, oh boy, I need to get better at doing this. And I still get crazy when I go live. But people love that. They love to see what's going on in your life. They love to see what you're making, what you got in the mail. I mean, it could even be anything. Sometimes I hop on and it's Nora and I sitting there talking, but people like that because they know that you're real and you're genuine and they can relate to you. So not only sharing like your personal stories and things, but share what Wild Tree is with them. So your favorite products, recipes, tips, tricks, all those things. How can you help people? They don't know what you have. So prime example of this, sometimes we come into Wild Tree and we just think like, all these people know what we do all the time. We have parties. I even have some people that come to these parties. I had someone message me tonight that was like, so I know you do workshops, but do you do like parties where people just come and eat? And to me, I'm like, well, yeah, well, why wouldn't she know that? But she doesn't know because we don't talk about it enough. So putting yourself out there, letting people know your options, and being present on social media in a positive, non-spammy way. Got to put that in there.
Yeah. And I always got to add something, and it's not because Carissa doesn't do an awesome job. I'm just really passionate about training. So don't think I'm overstepping Carissa or that I don't think she's doing amazing. Facebook can be a huge tool. We were talking about this today, Carissa and I make Instagram and Facebook stories of my whole life. And that's a place for me to showcase all my personal stuff. And I gain customers and recruit leads that way. My Facebook group is a way for me to make sure, everybody listen, this is important, that everybody sees I'm a real human, that I hustle for my income, that I work for it, but also they know how to use their products. They don't get a cranberry poppy seed dressing and think that the only way they can use it's on a salad. If you follow my recipe club, you can see I eat freezer meals. I eat make fresh. Sometimes I eat a frozen pizza just like everybody else, or we go out to dinner. I show that all. Carissa's amazing at using her products and feeding her 4 kids. And in fact, I sold her pictures tonight for my recipe club. I changed the words though, because that's a critical part of Facebook. Be genuine. I didn't say I ate that for dinner because I did not eat that for dinner. But that's what we really want you to get with number 3 is like creating a presence and not being afraid to showcase what you do in the right forums and places. So if you have questions on that, we could do a whole 3-hour call on social media, but you'll start to follow Carissa and I and all of our teammates, and you'll see how we utilize that as a tool. This does not take the place of talking to people, forming relationships, helping them one-on-one, doing parties, but this definitely can grow your business. So, and don't forget, people don't know that you're looking for hostesses unless you ask. People don't know that you're looking for people to buy workshop kits unless you ask. Like, that's a great place to educate and teach them what you have. Okay, number 4, start right away. This is super easy. Be a product of the product. Eat Wild Tree. Use it every day. Try to. If you think the beer bread's too expensive, that's fine, but so don't use that product, but use something different. I cannot tell you that the reps that have failed here, truly failed, it's only because they chose just not to utilize the products. If you eat the products alone and you start talking about them, people will fall in love. That's the bare minimum place to start. So use them. And like Carissa said, showcase them on social media. Tell your grandma at Christmas. I'm making this up as I go. Obviously, our notes do not say tell your grandma at Christmas, but you guys get the point. Like, be a product of the product, use the products. Okay, Carissa.
Okay, number 5 is skill up. So thank you, like those of you that are on this call. And then after this will be our team call. So Kayla and I are very involved with our organizations, with both of our team pages. We put a ton of information in there. You can search for different topics, like maybe it's booking ideas, maybe it's sales. So don't think like just because you're starting now, there isn't all this great information that's already in our team pages. You can search in that little search Google type thing within the group. So that's a great spot for resources. And then obviously we do business builder calls every Tuesday. So there's one today at 12. And I know that's kind of a funny time for people, but we do record them and we have a whole log of business calls. So if you're thinking like, how do I make it through the new year? How do I make it through the summer? Like, we have a call recorded from leaders and reps across the country on these topics. So you won't just be hearing from Kayla and I, you would be hearing from everybody. We have training sites. So we on all 4 sections within our back office and Roots. We have Tuesday tips in our team pages as well. And then we also do team meetings. We do team calls one Tuesday every month, right after our newbie call. So that's tonight. But then we also do in-person team meetings. So a spring kickoff that is planned for March. We've done a fall kickoff. Sometimes we've done fun little things like dinners once a month and things like that. So there's a lot of time, a lot of room, and a lot of opportunity for you to skill up. We have national conferences that everyone's invited to. So there's all these things at our fingertips. So you don't ever feel like, I don't know how to do that, or I don't know where to find that. Like, someone knows where it is and someone will help direct you to where to find it, because we have all the information, all the resources, all the tools to make this as accessible as you want it to be. So that's number 5.
Yeah, and really quick, we are starting our next lead training. So if you're brand new and you want to get in on that, I know, Shelly, you're going to do that right away tomorrow. We're going to get you in on that. Lead is basically right away if you're coming in and you know you want to make income here, I'd say greater than a couple $100 a month, and you want to go for leadership. We do a quarterly lead program, which is a certification in Wild Tree saying you've been trained to be basically a stellar leader, and you know how to work your business personally, but also, share that and help other entrepreneurs get started. But yeah, I just can't say what Carissa said enough. We have it. Please don't be afraid to ask questions. We may tag you in something, and it's not because we're being short and we don't want to give you a longer winded answer. It's because we just know that we've already been asked that question 5 times and the tool is there. So we may tag you in a social media post or tell you where in training to go find it. But write a note to yourself. Always check under resources in Roots, in your back office where you've got all the tabs across the top. Resources, training is where you're going to learn. And resources, tools is where you can find things that match that learning. Graphics, social media images, the recipes for the workshop kits. So again, under resources, you've got training, and that is actually where you can find the getting started training from number 2 here tonight. And then you've got tools, okay? So skill up, and you guys are obviously doing that tonight. You're on this call. Okay, number 6, until your calendar is solid, that's your main focus. That's like all I even have to say for this, but I want to add one more sentence. So setting up in-home parties, one-on-one consultations, Facebook parties, vendor events, whatever you can find that showcases Wild Tree and gives you an opportunity to meet people. That's your number one priority. If you don't build that momentum, you'll never get into a 30, 60, 90-day cycle here with Wild Tree.
Okay, number 7 is share the business from the start. So sometimes this is some people come on and they feel like, why would I ask anybody to do this? And I want you to know, like, why wouldn't you ask people to do this? Why won't you ask your best friend, your neighbor, your cousin, your mom, someone else to do this with you? It's so much more fun when you have a friend that is running with you, sharing a brand new business. So share the business from the start. Put it out there. Put it out there at your parties. Make sure you're asking people there. Put it out on social media. What has Wild Tree done for you? Tell your stories about what Wild Tree's done for you. And then let Kayla and I also help with our Discover Wild Tree event that we do every Sunday night. Now this December, it's a little bit different. Usually we go live every Sunday and talk about the Wild Tree opportunity. In December, we're just doing things a little bit differently. But most of you, if not all of you, are probably in that Discover Wild Tree group. And we basically share for you. You plug people in there that you think might, that are curious. Maybe they've asked you questions. And this is where it gets fun. I mean, this is where success is found too. So whether it's a little bit of money, a medium amount of money, or a whole lot of money, you building a team here is where success is going to be found. So if you're skeptical about this and you're not like, oh, I don't want to be that person. No, I don't want to, we have to talk through that. Like, we have to get out of your own way and not be in this spot in a year and you're like, oh, I should have did that last year. So don't be selfish and not bless someone else with this gift. So be bold enough to ask people and ask those around you, and make a list on your hot list, taking it back to number 1. Who do you know that would love to do what you do? Or who would you love to work with? Or who would rock at something like this?
And if you need words, and if you need sample words, you can go under the training. And once you get out of the getting started section, there's a section called Recruiting 101 or the Cycle of Recruiting. And that's going to give you words and ideas on how to share the business professionally, which rolls into number 8 and number 9. I'm going to give them to you both, and then Carissa can wrap us up with 10. Number 8 is ask questions, and don't be afraid to be a student. Sometimes we have to humble ourselves as adults, and we have to say, okay, I don't know everything in the whole world. I think I'm an intelligent person, I like to think, but I don't always get every single thing that's handed to me. So don't be afraid to ask questions and learn. Be a student, but then also brand yourself, as Carissa said above, and many of the points. What we really want you to take away from tonight is you making small steps every day is what's going to add up to be a business. You can be your unique self, but when you're getting started, go through the training. Ask questions, learn it, and then brand it and make it yours. So number 8 is just be a student, basically. And number 9, just be consistent. Be consistent and be professional. Be a professional just offers people opportunity and doesn't get emotionally attached to the answer of yes, no, or maybe. They just are offering it because they believe in the product, they believe in the quality, the standards, the company. So just be consistent every day. Little things add up fast, and be professional. That's number 9.
And then the last and final tip is number 10, be fearless, be curious, be loud and proud. So be curious about what the opportunity is here with Wild Tree. Obviously you joined for a reason. You joined for something. So be very curious about what this opportunity can do for you and your family. Be loud and proud. So I always say this because I felt like when I first really started, which was 5 years ago, I would never bring it up. I was not confident that people would want to hear that I was with a direct sales company, or when I was getting a pedicure at the bank, like, oh, what do you do? And sometimes I would not say like, oh, I work for a company called Wild Tree. I would just be like, oh, I stay at home, and then I do this thing. Like, that comes off to people like, ooh, so be loud and proud and very confident in what you do here and what Wild Tree can provide for those around you. Confidence is super sexy, so make sure you have it. No, not right now. At many times that you'll hear in the first month, 2 months, hell, 5 years of your business, those no's will turn into your best yeses down the road. So what do you have to lose? You're just asking people to be a service to them. You're not asking for a kidney or for $1,000 or for $1 million. So you're just going out there and sharing something that you're super passionate about and something that you know that can help those around you. So those are the 10 tips for tonight. And before we jump off, is there any questions? Does anyone have any questions or concerns or not sure about something?
I will be uploading the recording while we do the team call to a YouTube link, and I will share in my team page, and Carissa will do the same, the recording link and the notes. I'll copy and paste, just, you know, they're out of a Google Doc, so this is not the best English, but we'll give you these notes. But we just think these tips are where just keep it simple. You'll notice in all 10, you probably didn't go, oh my gosh, that's crazy. What an idea. It's just really everyday things that we recommend doing, but they really add up. These 10 things can add up to be a 6-figure income in a year if you work this like a business. Or I know Shelly's been on a free trip with her last company, a free vacation with Wild Tree, whatever it is, like that's the kind of stuff that it adds up to be. Anyone have a question? I think we better end and then restart because I can see everyone getting on.
Okay.
Okay, I'm going to end this meeting. So everybody, if you can just click off, and then we'll do the next one in just a minute.